Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom review. Warning, spoilers are ahead. Spoilers are ahead. I've warned you, I've warned you, I've warned you. Decided not to do a spoiler-free review on this because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, and uh, yeah, so definitely spoilers are going to be involved. Okay, Jurassic World, The Fallen Kingdom was a great movie. Albeit, I will only see it that one time and that one time only. For some reason, this particular Jurassic Park decided to take a sad tone. It's very, very sad and depressing. I mean, it's a good movie if you are depressed and you want a good, movie to be depressed with. But all right, the story starts off with, of course, the island. There's a volcano on the island. The island is going to be eradicated. Of course, the dinosaur issue becomes, whether we should save the dinosaurs because it's a man-made created project becomes a moral dilemma between, I got it, between, people, and there's, several sides. We created life. We should respect our, the life that we created it and save it. And then you had the other side. It was created by a private company, and the government decides not to get involved. And they say, well, it was created by a private company, so it's not the America's responsibility to save the animals. Well, the person who went in with the original creator of Jurassic Park, I think his name is Longwood, I can't remember his name, but to start everything, he wants to save the animals and take it to a sanctuary. Little does he know, he has a person who's working underneath of him who's in charge of seeing the company or overseeing the company and trying to make profits for the company. Yeah, he's going to go get the dinosaurs, but he's not going to take it to a sanctuary. He's going to sell them off to the highest bidder in the black market. Also wanting to create a hybrid that can be controlled because of the information that they got from Blue. How he could be controlled. Well, kind of controlled. But they figured out a way to genetically modify a new dinosaur, a new type of raptor that would follow commands and, would be more responsive to human demands. Of course, that would be valuable to the military complex. So they hire the lady to go. I mean, yeah, this movie does have a lot of plot holes. I mean, they could have hired a hacker or somebody to go in there and hack the system instead of actually having the lady to come back and go just to have her handprint, which she was the last director of the island before everything went down Jurassic World, so they need her handprint to access the computer system. In all honesty, like I said, flaw there. They could have hired a hacker. Daggone it. They could have hired a hacker to come in and do the job and not involve her at all if the guy really wanted to get away with things. Which they also want to get Blue, because Blue, since he was the smartest raptor of them all, they wanted his DNA to create that ultimate raptor, or to help create that ultimate raptor, which they had a prototype, which they reveal at the auction later on in the movie. But they really wanted Blue's DNA because Blue showed empathy when he was younger and showed, real intelligence. So, they said it in the movie, Blue is the second smartest creature on the planet. So they really wanted his DNA, so they invite Owen back to capture Blue. But of course, once they get there, they figure out that the team is definitely not there to do what they said they were, and send them to a sanctuary. And yeah, it unfolds. The volcano erupts. What I mean by it's very depressing. The volcano erupts. There's a scene. They're running. A bunch of dinosaurs and the humans are running to escape the volcano. They jump off a cliff and they end up in the ocean. Of course, the animals can't swim, so you get to see a bunch of dinosaurs drowned. It's kind of sad. And that was a real gut punch. But what really was the biggest gut punch to you is, the ship is taking off, and Owen and them are catching up to the ship, and they jump on ship with a vehicle, and then they look back, and there's this long neck. He's running to, or coming to the end of the pier, you could just see the sadness in his face, like, wait, you're leaving me behind. And he gets engulfed in smoke and flames, and you see the shadow of him suffering and pain, and then he goes down. That was really just a little bit too much for my flavor. Um, yeah, I know it's not real, it's fake, da 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 da, but you know, I can't stand animal cruelty. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those type of things where I just rather not deal with or see it or anything like that. And after the first gun punch of watching the animals drown, that one was a little bit, you know, it was a little bit much. And they dragged that scene out, and it was just, well, what got me was there was a little kid. I guess a family took their kid with them to see this, and the little kid was just sitting there, but the dinosaur's going to die, you know, just all sweet and innocent, and you can't help but feel bad for that parent that's going to have to explain this a little bit later. Um, of course, it has several scenes. Blue gets injured severely. He gets shot, and they mix that the footage of Blue, you know, Blue being younger and being trained and showing empathy towards Owen, while he's on a table basically hemorrhaging and suffering and making all sorts of suffering. And that's another sad moment. I mean, they just threw sad moment after sad moment in there, and then it kind of switched into horror movie mode. I mean, they used several horror movie tricks in this. I mean, there's a dinosaur coming down with the lava dripping through, showing lights so you can see it getting closer and closer. The new raptor was more of a stalker. He focused on a particular set of prey, or particular prey, and he just goes directly after that. Especially in the little girl's room, which turns out the girl that Longwood has, or calls a granddaughter, is a clone of his daughter. Well, at the end of the movie, there's cyanide or some sort of gas leaking out that is killing the dinosaurs. Another sad scene, there's a mama dinosaur in there with a little baby triceratops, and the gas, you can tell that they're suffering and that they're dying. It's really sad. And then they have this ethical debate at the end whether to let the dinosaurs just die out, because it comes to a point where they either got to release the dinosaurs and they'll be released in California, because if they open those doors they're going to run out, or just let them die. Of course, that was a debate through all of this movie, is what ethically we should do. Is clone life considered actual real life? And of course, the daughter, or the granddaughter, who was a clone of the guy's daughter, she's the one that ends up opening the gates, because Claire and Owen were going to just let them die, and the creatures get out into California, and that's basically how the movie ends. I mean, the creatures are blending in with society. I did love the scene, however, where the Tyrannosaurus Rex busts through the fence at the end of the movie, and there's a lion standing there, and, well, you don't see the lion, you just see the Tyrannosaurus Rex roar, and then the camera comes out and you see the lion, and the lion roars back at him, sort of like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, like, who's king of the jungle now, bitch? And then, of course, you see Blue. He's running through the mountaintops, or the desert mountains, and he looks down over this suburban area. I could tell where they're taking the direction of this into the next movie, and it's going to get wild. It's going to get wild, and it's going to cause probably a little bit of controversy, because it's going to come down to either we got to take them out, or, you know, this new species out, or we got to collect them all and put them someplace where they can't, you know, blend with the rest of the world. Because, I mean, these are creatures that haven't existed in millions of years, and now they're all of a sudden introduced and breed back into our society. I mean, granted, they can't breed. They made them that way. I mean, there's only like the way that they saved them. They didn't save, you know, enough for them to actually breed. But so, I mean, will they wait a certain amount of time for them all to die out, or, you know, is it like Ian Malcolm says, life will find a way? Who knows? I mean, the next movie, you know, with Blue going into a residential area. Blue is not a dinosaur to attack people. You notice he never attacks people unless they do harm to him or are associated with the people that are doing harm to him. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is pretty much the same one. He really just ignores people, but, you know, if you fuck with him, he's going to come after you. You know, human isn't on their main priority of food groups. but you can tell the next one's going to be very controversial. Um, so, I mean, it was a good movie. It was a great movie. It's something to watch, but it was just too depressing. It was just very sad, and I was going there to have a good time, to have a good experience, and not expecting to just be gut punched left and right by the sadness of it all. It was just kind of just too depressing of a movie to watch again, not unless you're in one of those depressing moods and you need something to feel just as depressing as you. Then yeah, I'd recommend that. But I recommend going to see it once and formulating your own opinion. I mean, as far as the special effects were great. Acting was good. I mean, some of the characters were, your typical ordinary actors, but the story itself, and of course, there's a lot of subplots and holes in it, holes in the story, that you can easily see through. I mean, it story-wise, it's I'll give it a C. Special effects wise, I give it an A plus. Acting wise, I give it a B. But overall, I give it a solid C. It's a good movie. It's a good attempt at the franchise. I mean, if you enjoy seeing dinosaurs, you'll enjoy this movie. But if you're just looking for fun and excitement and nothing really emotional, then I wouldn't recommend going to see this, because I mean, it kind of punches you in the gut several times throughout it. It wasn't the happy feel good of Jurassic Park or Jurassic Park Lost World. Even I would give Jurassic World a much better review than I would give this one. Like I said, it's one that I'm not going to buy. If it's on and I'm in a depressed mood and I see it on Netflix or something, yeah, I'll probably watch it again. But then, other than that, not really. Once was enough. I mean, go see it for yourself. Enjoy. I mean, seeing it in theater. We saw it has in a theater that had rumble seats and stuff like that. It had the 4K screen, and it was really nice. And I recommend going to see it that way, because you need to enjoy and immerse yourself really into the experience. But tell me what you think in the comments section below. I mean, did you guys like it? Did y'all think it was too sad or too depressing of a movie this time? Or, did it lean more towards the horror feel too much? I mean, Jurassic Park did have those jump scare moments, always, from the beginning, especially with the first Jurassic Park with the raptors. But, this one kind of tried to step it up a notch and make it completely something different. It was still great seeing all the dinosaurs. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's just too depressing for me to watch again. So I give this movie a C. What did you guys think? What would you grade it? Put it in the comment section below. And y'all have a great day. Be good or be good at it. I prefer to be good at it.